Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Yo, what's up? Slapping my belly with pure ecstasy. All right, you didn't need to say that. You didn't need to type that. You're a faint whisper. Is my mic good? It should be good. I tested it earlier. So, whatever. Let me take this stuff off the screen. Here. There we go. Boom. Starting off the stream, we're gonna be playing Helldivers, and then it's gonna transition because we're gonna build up the questions in the Discord, and then yeah, then probably switch to like something more chill that I could pay attention, and then I'm gonna start reading the questions and whatnot. Yeah, I'm already taking a look at the Discord server right now. Got a bunch of questions filling up. It's pretty crazy. Thank you, Solo Videos. Odd. Oh my god. You need to change your name, bro. I cannot read that. Wait, you're a man? Yes. Yes, I'm a dude. Unfortunately, I'm not a foid, so you guys can't simp over me. Sorry. Hate to break it to you. But I'm not an e-girl. That's good. Riri, Pinky, and Shay Draws. Discord is for losers? Yeah, it is. Which is why we got so many members in this community. Alright, I think that's enough. Last I checked, we got 6-7 viewers. You know, the funny number, 6-7. Anyways, we're gonna start off be doing this. We are going to play Helldivers first, and then we're gonna switch to the Q&A once, because I believe after I do what I want to do in this game, there'll be enough questions to answer.
Helldiver. At last, we foray into the void.
Yeah, 6-7. Haha, 6-7, it's so funny.
Mission coordinates locked. Hellpods primed. Engaging orbital thrusters.
No, I never actually... Well, I'm kind of new to all this stuff they added into the
Orbit
recent update,
synchronized.
so I really don't have any idea on what's going on. Like, I don't think I've ever played this before. Infiltrate Illuminate Layer. It's the purple guy, the man behind the slaughter. That's crazy. What are you doing in here, you rascal? Get out of here. Can't be murdering children on my premises. Do I play TF2? I do.
Helldivers to Hellpods. Repeat. Helldivers to Hellpods.
You always thought, yep, that's a common thought that people think I'm a woman for some reason. It's probably my profile picture, if I'm being completely honest. Alright, let's start it off.
Do not let the Illuminate boggle your senses. Hold fast to your weapon and to your ally, and strike their ghastly hard.
This new planet, these void monsters, is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. And these guys specifically, they're annoying. I don't know what the hell their problem is, but... Wow.
Calling down a sentry. New mag. Calling down equipment.
I need supplies.
Orbital inbound.
Calling in a hellbomb.
Probably gonna try to go over here.
Southwest. Follow me.
Hold on, my three harvesters, okay. It's easy.
Follow me.
Get these guys over here. I love the new
East, 300 meters.
SCF NPCs that spawn. I think they're nice. Thank you.
Hold on tight. Receiver en route to assist.
Jesus, what is this? Someone like had like a vape cloud right here. And I tried to follow this guy. He's going
Tagging
over here.
map. East, 200 meters.
I'm gonna go ahead and clear up that
Requesting
area.
air support. Follow me. Requesting air
I'm not
support.
sure how many of you like actually are fans of Helldivers or anything that's like outside of digital circus content. Assuming not many of these, a lot of those chuds. Like I'm keeping it real.
Objective clear. Team squad inbound to your location.
Got one of those things.
Marking location. Southeast.
Gonna go throw that. The volume's too loud. Hold on, let me see. Is this loud enough? Or is this like quiet enough? How's this? Is this better for your ears?
Requesting sentry.
I lowered it a little bit. Let me just say, oh, is this perfect? Alright, that's fine.
New mag.
Alright, that got cleared up anyways. I'm gonna go over
Dropping a
here,
pin. Southeast.
follow this truck down here. Where is it? This is nice. Thank you, Ed. Everyone say hi to Ed, the moderator. He's gonna moderate y'all, and he's gonna go on a power trip. Oh yeah, thanks for the $5 telling me to lower down my volume. Yeah, I'll lower down the volume, only if you pay me though. A $6-7 donation. That'd be crazy.
Northwest, 200 meters. Calling down a walker.
Tagging map.
Okay, that got cleared up.
100 meters.
So we're just gonna go over here. Yes, Ed is gonna kill everybody. He has a very sensitive ego and he takes it out on people. He actually got beat as a child when he was younger, so that's kind of what made him the way he is, but it's unfortunate, but it makes him a good mod, so
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
it's kind of a fair trade. Should you call me mommy or daddy? No, you could just call me Duffy. Duffy will work very well, actually.
Requesting orbital. Requesting equipment.
This is the worst Q&A of all time? Yeah, it is. Q&A absolutely sucks. I'm not even going to be Q&Ing for like the first minute or so. Or not minute, but you know, hour. However long it takes to do what I want to do. There's still something here.
Requesting air support.
Yeah, every beating builds character. That is like a holy truth move. Like,
Supply beacon.
you need like a tragic backstory. Like, you know how Batman got his parents killed, and like for Spider-Man it was his uncle. Yeah. Just get beat as a kid and you'll end up having like moderator aura.
Dropping a pin. North. Far.
Fast reload.
Requesting air support.
You don't hear me a lot. Is it my microphone or is the thing too loud? I could lower it a little bit more, but I'm not sure if I'm getting what you're saying. Or it's just you don't hear me in general, just like talking. I can adjust my microphone. How's this? Because I tested it earlier and it seemed fine. So I can't hear myself in real time.
Illuminate. On my position.
I'm gonna go over here. I have no idea what my teammates are doing.
100 meters.
Stop making the stream lighter or quieter. I would have this at like max volume, but then like everybody would complain that they can't hear me, and apparently people want to hear me talk for some reason in the live stream that I'm hosting. I know, it's totally weird.
Out of ammo. Illuminate. Southeast.
I don't like these guys at all. Get out here.
Down. Rare sample acquired.
Oh, thank you, Mad Dog Steven, for becoming a member. That's very cool. W Aura for that guy. And thank you, Sunlight Kiss, for $5. That is tough. I should rename myself to, like Tuffy Films or something. That'd be epic. I don't know how to kill this thing though. Do I have? No, I don't got nothing. I got nothing. Oh no. Now let's kill this guy up here. Oh no, he has a force field.
New mag. Victory? What is?
Yeah, Q&A chat isn't gonna happen for a while, so just sit comfy, let me play my game. I haven't played it all day. And let the Discord users fill up the channel.
Sweet liberty.
Okay, I'm gonna get one of these. Is it gonna get killed by that? That'd be cool. Come on. Oh my god, that was so fucking cool, bro. All right, now we can go kill this thing over here.
Last reload.
Am I liking the new update? Yeah, I think it's cool. Although, as many people like online will talk about this game, I don't know where the cultists are. I thought they was gonna add cultists in this update, but I don't see them. And there's still something here, apparently. What am I not doing here? Destroy enemy deployment structures to secure the area. Where? Is that one over here? Oh. There you go. I think the cultists are gonna be the next phase. Maybe. Maybe after we get this planet, they're gonna appear. Or maybe Arrowhead just lied to us.
Life for super
Who knows?
You have been a stalwart line of freedom. Extract when ready.
Requesting sentry. Illuminate. West.
I'm gonna go ahead and go get that
100 meters.
artillery over there.
Tactical asset near your location. Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
I don't got like any big explosives to kill this guy, except for like this. Okay, he's dead. I think that guy got him.
No mag.
I don't know if it's freezing or not for you guys. I hope not. It shouldn't. There it is. Ow! How did I get hit? Send that out. And one of these guys. The dufflings. Yeah, that's what you are. Little dufflings. You're like my accidental children that I don't want to raise but have to, like, legally.
Calling down a sentry.
Deploying sentry. Outpost destroyed.
Got one of these, so. Oh my god, bro. This whole planet is like trying to kill me. I don't even.
No mag.
I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It sucks. This whole thing sucks. And the stuff already got cleared. So I don't know what there really is to do besides just get out of here.
See backup en route to your position.
Gotta bring those guys back. I'm like, look how many there are. What is this?
No mag.
Calling down a support weapon. Calling down a sentry.
Is there a place they want to meet up? Probably over here.
South. 200 meters.
They're bringing the guard dog everywhere. I
Extraction shuttle inbound.
yeah, I'd say so too, but I think I prefer the gas version because it like has crowd control and it gets everybody confused and you just pick them off. Especially if you like pair it with what do you call it? That one machine gun,
Requesting sentry.
that one that shoots really fast, or the disposable one that only has like 400 shots or something.
Calling down equipment.
I think
T-minus 2 minutes.
that's like a god combo in this game. On this mode specifically. It works really well for like terminids.
Say hello to democracy!
ETA T-minus 2 minutes.
Oh my god, stop saying you're hungry. I'll feed you later. Okay?
Got another one of those guys. There we go. Got him.
New mag.
Seek rapid response is on the way.
They're all far away.
Requesting sentry. Requesting air support.
Just put one of these out.
Down.
Orbital barrage incoming. Stand clear. ETA T-minus 1 minute.
Our citizens depend on you for their safety.
Should I just do one of these and then switch to the Q&A? Since I think, like after this game, the people will have put enough questions in there.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
I've only been live for 27 minutes. But I think there's like
ETA T-minus 10
a bunch of questions already being built up.
Calling down a sentry.
Sending down sentry.
Requesting orbital. Working extraction point. Requesting equipment.
Alright, just gotta wait for my teammates to get out of here. I almost killed myself. Alright,
I'll take it.
let's get out of here.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff. Extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Hooray, we did it. Too easy.
The void succumbs to managed democracy.
Yay, we did it. Alright, I'm looking at the Discord right now, and there's like a bunch of questions up in there, so. It did most of the work. What did we even do? We carried. Yep. I guess that's all true. Alright, fantastic. It's about 39 people in here, so... Let me just do this real quick. Gotta see what I can get from here. Only garbage. Okay, let me turn this off. Here it is. Alright, alright. Hold on, let me change this to say like Q and A starting soon. Alright. There we go. Should be updated now. Alright, let me get this set up so... Because I already see a bunch of questions, and I'm like, ugh. I'm gonna have to answer all of them. Well, probably not. I might skip some. Because I know some of y'all's IQ is below the national standard, I believe, so some people might be asking some dumb stuff. But we'll see, we'll see. Hold on, let me get like something to like some sort of music or something. I thought I had something saved. Oh, I must have lost it. Hold on, let me go pull up the music. We're gonna get GTA 6 for the new episode. I hope not. I don't know when that's coming out. Maybe I have a point to that. Mute tab. Hold up, hold up. Alright, I think I'm getting something up. Can you hear that? Is that relaxing? Is that nice? Is that comfy? Oh, I just realized the text on screen was cut off a bit. There we go. Alright, I want to find a way to show Discord without showing everything. And for some reason I have like VLC media player on or something. You're ready for my questions? Okay, I got one. Why do you guys have such weird looking faces? Is that like a digital circus fan thing, or is that only exclusive to my subscribers? Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna do display. No, window capture. Let me see if this works. Because I don't want to show everything. Alright, you can see that. Let me just change it so that it's like only only like this one channel that's showing. Take that off. All right, that looks good. Oh my god. All right, should I make an announcement? Let me do. Here, I'm gonna type something in the announcements. Here you can see what I'm gonna type. All right, guys, you ready? This is what it looks like to be a Discord server owner. You can at everyone. Yeah. Here you go. At everybody. We, or not we, I am answering now live at this very moment. Oh my fucking god. Okay, buddy. Alright. Live at this very moment. Exclamation, 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 asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk. Hold up. By at everybody, you are about to mention 1,000+ people. Are you sure? Guys, this is what it's like to own a popular server. You can just do that. So let's start from the top. Hold on, let's see. All right. Okay. Let's skip to the first real question, which is chocolate cake or red velvet. Which, why am I only taking questions from Discord? So I can get people in my Discord. That's the main reason why. All right, chocolate cake or red velvet. I think they're like basically the same thing, aren't they? I guess chocolate, because I've eaten that more. Eaten, whatever. What birds do I like? I like, red robins. There. Is Annie doing well mentally? Define what you mean by well. Define what you mean by well, and maybe you have something. There you go. Blue and black or gold. Blue and black or gold and white. It's blue and black. How's it going? Going well. Is Jack a good father figure for the rest? Maybe like a father figure that has like crippling depression and I don't know. Probably. I wouldn't want him to be like my dad or anything, but I guess. Will you let your admins out of your basement? No, I will not. Does Noble have a box of Noble pieces like Zubul, and do they use it often? They probably do. But, I don't think they'd have much of a motive to change anything. Did any of the Circus members play TF2 before entering, and if so, what class did they main? Jingle played TF2 once, and she mains a skunt, bro. She has a Australian force of nature, and taunts after every kill. So yeah. All right. How do you feel that this project is a year old now? I feel like an old man. I feel very unk. I feel very unk status. So I'm surprised this fandom's still alive. This fandom, quote unquote, my subscribers. You know, it's like a cancer that won't die. You can cut it out as much as you want, but end of the day, it's just gonna keep coming back. So, who's your favorite and who's your non-favorite? And who would you feed pasta? I like all my characters. If you're talking about my characters, then I like them all. Who would I feed pasta? Probably Crowner, probably needs it. Or maybe Annie, so she doesn't eat another cat, or try to eat another cat at least. What are each of the cat's favorite animals? Or cast's favorite animals? I thought they said cats. I was like, what? Let me think. Let's start off with Jester. What animal would she like? She would probably like a raven because they're very intelligent and spooky. Annie, she probably loves cats. Probably loves cats a little too much. Crowner, probably a parrot. Maybe, probably a parrot. Jangle, she probably likes cats too, but she doesn't eat them. Jack, let's just give him rabbits, cause why not? Who else? Noble. Let's see. Noble, probably like a turtle. Yeah, I'd see Noble owning a turtle. So, yeah. Did I forget anybody? Hopefully, I'm not forgetting members of my own series. No, I'm not. I'm not forgetting anybody. What inspired you to make Duffy's Digital Circus? Basically I guess like old FNAF VHS horror series and Sonic.exe. Rewrite was a big inspiration. Um, but in general, the analog horror. I know Duffy's Digital Circus isn't really an analog horror; it's a digital horror. But you know, I kind of looked around online, and there's there's a there's a big gap in the market of horror for digital circus stuff. So yeah. Is the circus bigger than when Kane was in control of it? Yes, it is. It is much bigger. Um, if you look in, if you look through all the episodes, all those new random locations, um, that you never seen in the main original Digital Circus series, those are all part of the same circus. And I wouldn't even know what to call the circus now, cause imagine it like this. Imagine it just keeps building upon itself, or pieces get added to it. You know, that one hallway in the dollhouse video. Noble said it seemed to go on forever, so seems to go on forever is a long distance. So short answer, yes, yes it is. All right. What is each member's least favorite member? Example: Annie hates Crowner or something. Each member's least favorite member. All right, let's start off with Annie. Annie, I don't think she really dislikes anybody. At least, I wouldn't say she hates anyone. Crowner, same deal with Crowner. I don't think Crowner hates anybody in particular. You know, it's not that kind of person. Jack, I guess Jangle, but once again, Jack isn't really not like a seething hatred of Jangle. You know who does though? Noble. Um, Noble and Jangle are not on good terms, so you know, and I guess you probably already expected that, considering Noble bashed Jangle's face in. And then going on the Jangle, probably Noble for bashing her face in. Do we go Jester? Jester, I'd feel like she hates probably Annie. Yeah. It's not a big fan of Annie. I mean, once again, you guys probably, most people already picked up on that. But if not Annie, then Crowner. Crowner and Annie are like bottom of the shit list. Hello, Jam. Guys, call Jogging Tom Jam. That's who that is. All right, let's go back. Is there any scenes you wish you added to any episodes? Yes, there are. There are some stuff that got cut out from almost every video, I think. I'm trying to think of one. Oh god, now that I'm actually thinking about it. There are. I'll let you know that there are stuff that I cut from videos either due to time or I just thought of something different. Yeah, I'll get if I think of it, I'll get back to it. But yes, short answer, yes. Have you put any thought into characters that are in TADC but not DDC? Are you willing to add some possibly Ribbit parentheses Croak or Kaufmo for some Jack lore? I think I understand. If what I'm asking you, or if what you're asking me is that have I thought about putting any of the other like abstracted characters into my series? Yes, the thought has crossed my mind. Will it happen? Just wait for the next video to come out and you'll see. Will you wear wigs? I don't need to wear wigs. I got long, luscious, beautiful hair. Okay. Who else could have been Ringmaster besides Jester after Kane died? No one. And I do plan on making an explanation. Like explanations will come. So if right now, no, nobody else could have been the quote-unquote Ringmaster. And I hope that I can put it in a way that is like how do I describe it? I hope I can put it in a way that's understandable and that you don't have to look like too deep into it, but also at the same time it being like enjoyable or like, oh, that's interesting. A fun fact, I've never seen an accurate prediction on how Jester got her powers. No one's ever gotten it right. Not yet, at least. So if you have an idea that you saw as like, hey, that sounds like it could be true, it probably didn't happen. At least from what I've seen. So far, I haven't seen anybody who's gotten it right. Does Jester think she's doing good / teaching them lessons, or is she just genuinely evil? Jester, she's more self-aware than this. She's pretty self-aware. So I'll just leave you with that. She's pretty self-aware. Oh my god. Hey man, Tweedle's stupid from the last Q&A. So like, yes or no, can I spit gas, fire flames at Jester by being a yes man? You didn't answer last time. Actually I did. I answered a very similar question. She ain't gonna let you hit. She ain't gonna let any of you chuds hit. Oh, hello Blueberry. Guys, look, Blueberry. That's the noble voice actor in the YouTube chat. Look, say hi. So, but to answer your question yet again, a reminder. She ain't gonna let you hit low roll. One time you sent a blurry part of the script. Was it actually a part of the show, or was it just made for fun? No, I actually did send blurry script images in my teasers, so I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I don't remember the specific part, but I definitely did. Is there anything you wish you could have changed or extended on any part of the series? Yes. I still can't remember what scenes I want to add, but I can add like some. I do remember one thing, like the part in Dollhouse when Annie gets thrown against the wall. I wanted it to flash a silhouette that was pretty similar to the ones found in Arachnophobia at the beginning. You know, the little humans that look like they're made of code, the white one and the red one. I wanted to add one there just for like a split second, like as she collided with the wall. What else did I wanted to add? Or what could have been added? Or something that got cut? Something. You see, now that I'm like confronted with it, it completely slips my mind. I think a conversation was actually gonna be longer between Jangle and Noble. I think I remember it being like just being longer in general. They just said more stuff. I can't remember what it was now, but I think I still might have the original script and I just cut it out while I was making the video. Nothing crazy or any really more significant. I know another thing was like the cornfield scene with Jack in The Truth was supposed to be was supposed to show his face more. It had like a whole trypophobia type look to it. So, oh look, there's Pocket in the chat. Everybody say hi to Pocket. Hello, Pocket. Hello. So yeah. You can't hear me? Is it? Hello. Is it my mic? Hello. I'm a bit quiet. Hold on. All right, can you hear me better? Guys, tell me if you can hear me. Hello. It's better? Okay. Shut up, Jim. Anyways. It's just a furry and no. I'm not sure what gave you that impression, but no. Would you consider adding a character of your own that's completely original? Or would you keep the cast as is? There is some thought put into this. Nothing like completely set in stone as of right now. But some thought has been put into this. Will Ribbit, Kaufmo, Queenie, Scratch, and other TADC characters show up at some point? Once again, you're just gonna have to wait and see. So, how many fluid ounces of stupid sauce does it take to trigger a full Disney acid sequence in Jangle? And where can I buy a bottle? I'd say about like 0.0003%. Yeah. Or 0.003 fluid ounces. And where can you buy one? Just meet me behind like a Walmart or something, and we can discuss prices. Are you cool? No. After working on DDC for a while, have you ever considered creating your own original series? Would it be horror or something entirely different? I have like something completely original? I don't think so. The only other things I've thought of were like a backroom series and like maybe something to do with SCP. But I think once Duffy's Digital Circus is over, I think I'll just like cool down for a while maybe get back to making like Five Nights at Freddy's shit post. Cause working on a series like this, it takes it's a lot on your mind. You're constantly thinking about it, and it does like it takes a toll on you. If I'm being completely honest, but nothing so bad. So, thank you for the 5. Is that £5? I wish you luck with your series. That the Walton Files of TADC. Disclaimer: I've never actually watched the Walton Files, but people won't shut up about it. Thank you. Actually, I haven't watched the Walton Files. Like, I think I've watched like a bit of it, but never actually got into it. So I couldn't answer any actual lore questions about it, or I really don't know. Like, is that big blue rabbit supposed to be Mr. Walton? I don't know, but it might be something I have to check out later. So is Kane blue? Yeah. Hey Duffy, no, okay. Thank you for that at least. Not a complete waste of time. Is Jack a chud? No, he's a chad. Do you like us as a community? No. By the way, thank you so much for giving us such a great series. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Did you ever expect DDC to become as popular as it is? No. No, not at all. I'm still surprised that it continues to maintain a fan base despite you guys not getting a new video in a few months. How do you feel about some people Yume shipping with the characters? Isn't Yume shipping the thing where you like what do you call it? Where you ship yourself with the character? I mean, if you don't have a job, I guess you got to do something all day, so it's whatever. It's kind of corny in my opinion, but you do you. Can Jester enter the minds and see their memories? I think this one's pretty lore heavy, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one. Okay, buddy. Will you finally canonize Ed X Jester to silence the simps? Is Zach safe? Is he alive? Okay, so answer your first question. No. In fact, you'd be the one to sit in the cuck chair in the corner. Mr. Ed. Also, you got 3 D's in your name. Fix your name. You spelled it wrong. Is Zach safe? Is he alive? Don't worry about that. This is a bit too niche and inside jokery, don't you think, Mr. Ed? Is Pocket actually AI? Yeah, that's how she generates all the art for me. What is Duffy? Okay, these are all like niche server questions. Nobody outside of like the Discord is gonna understand any of this. Is Halo better than Helldivers? No. And you misspelled Helldivers here. Favorite / least favorite moment from within the entire community. Favorite moment? Let's see. Probably like the 10K subscriber. Just being in like just that time in general, like around 10,000 subscribers. I think that was like prime enjoyment. Least favorite moment? I'd rather not answer that. There's a few. I can name a few. Are we going to get any more silly / sort videos before the next episode, or is it a full steam ahead to the next one? I might. I think I got like one funny silly short plan. At least one, I think, and I think it has something to do. Yeah, it has something to do with Jangle. But I really, when I work on those funny shorter animations, it's always like, ugh, I know I'm working on this, but I really got to get back to the main project. And so I do enjoy taking breaks and just making something for fun. You know, just something that I like, or something like a shit post I think people will find funny. but at the same time, you get this feeling that I shouldn't be doing this. I should be actually working on something more significant. What is a dumb question here? And also, to what extent do you have things planned? Also, what's 12 times 54? All right, I'll answer one of your questions. To what extent do I have things planned? I wouldn't say I have an ending for the series, but I do have ways the series can end and how it can continue. There's like there is an end goal to how far things can escalate, and they can escalate pretty far, especially compared to like normal Digital Circus, the normal Digital Circus ending. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end my statement here. I don't know what else to say. My question is not lore specific, but I do want to ask, do you have a story planned out already as DDC goes, or are you workshopping it as it go on? It's kind of, once again, basically the same question. There is like an end goal, not an exact ending, but there is like an end goal. Also, thanks for being a YouTube member. That's pretty cool. As a hardcore Rivet lover, have you ever considered adding her Kaufmo to a story? Once again, you guys are gonna have to just wait and see. Yep, I see your edit. Chat, am I cooked? Yes, you are. Give you 2 little reactions. Does Jester have every power that Kane had, or is it limited because she's still human? Short answer, yes. Long answer, it depends on what point in time. All right, this question, a lot of people are confused about what exactly Jester is, and that's understandable given the context. How do I answer this? There's a lot of power, and the source of that power is abundant, and there's plenty more to get. And you know, just like with any craft, practice makes perfect, right? So the growth of Jester's power is just like a straight line up, you know? It's just gonna keep growing. You know, Jester is more powerful than she was yesterday, you know? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said all that, but well, now that I have, I hope to showcase it. I hope to showcase it. Is Jester Ukrainian? Nah. It'd be cool if he was, but I actually had an idea of Noble being Polish. I thought it'd be funny if Noble was just Polish, you know, Slavic. I don't think I'm gonna make it canon, but it's like a headcanon of my own series. Whatever. Do not answer. Okay, bye. Actually, because you repeated a question, I'm gonna ban you. Just kidding. All right, let's cross that one out. Someone already asked. Do you plan on going in any conversation? Wait, do you plan on going to any conventions or anything in public off the table? No. You will not know who I am. I don't think ever. Most like general public is never gonna know too much about me, and I prefer it that way. I really value my privacy. It's actually a huge like paranoia I have of just people knowing too much or oversharing personal information, and I don't think generally anybody should know too much about anyone. You know, there's certain people obviously that I'm more comfortable sharing with stuff with, but a lot of you, majority of you, all of you are nowhere near trustworthy enough to share anything with. So, and I think very few people ever will be. So, don't expect to see me out in public. You know, somebody, and even streaming, like I used, not anymore really, but I used to really have like a fear of talking on online, you know. That's why I don't speak often. I don't go into voice calls often. I don't stream often. You know, every stream I see somebody saying, "Wait, Duffy is a guy? What? Duffy isn't a girl? What?" And then they get all sad. And you know, the fact that a lot of people are confused, like that I'm even a guy, is like kind of by design, because I'm just not overly comfortable sharing a whole lot with people. So yeah, it's just something that I've felt about for a long time, and I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon. Yeah. Have you ever considered selling Duffy's Digital Circus merch? Do you have any plans on selling merchandise in the future? Okay, well, I'm gonna answer this and I'm gonna read your next question. Yes, I have. However, there's two main problems with selling merch. Number one is the legality of all of it. You know, I've never I never looked into what the legal process is for making fan merch. I know people sell like Digital Circus stuff all the time, like on Etsy and whatever else, um but to like sell, because you got to remember, like Duffy's Digital Circus isn't so niche anymore. You know, there's a lot of people who would want to buy merch for the series, but I just don't know if that popularity would catch the attention of like Glitch or something. So that's the first reason why I haven't sold any merch. Second reason is that I just don't know the process behind it. Like I don't know where I would start. Um you'd have to like have a manufacturer, and then have like some sort of online service to sell them, shipping, taxes, all that. So just the process in general is something that's just I haven't looked into it. As simple as that. Maybe I will in the future, but for now, no. Also, I'm curious about Duffy Digital Circus. Do you see Kane's exact whereabouts? Has Kane been? All right, this is a bit too lore heavy, so I'm gonna skip that one. Also, it's fine. The translation is fine. Was Kane's voice in Kane is that actually how he sounds, or no? That's just how he sounds. Kane, I've always wanted Kane to just have a text-to-speech voice synthesizer, which once again is a voice synthesizer, not AI. I've seen some people get confused and they think it's like an AI voice actor. It's not. It's just text-to-speech, but it is edited a bit. I know I do. I kind of edit it in the same way that GLaDOS from Portal is. And if you hear his voice in the future, that's just how it's gonna sound. Also, another reason for why Kane sounds like that is that Kane won't have like he's not around really a lot of the time, right? He's not really around, so it seemed kind of a waste to have somebody voice him. So yeah. Would Jester listen to music? If so, what genre? Probably something real fancy. Real classy music. Something you'd hear in like a fancy restaurant. You know? Like jazz. Yeah. Who's your favorite Duffy Joe's Circus character? I like them all, once again. Wouldn't make them if I didn't like them. If I had a favorite, I don't know. I get asked this a lot, and I can't say for like an exact who's my favorite. I like them all. That's always been my general answer. Does Zester fear anything? Not really, no. I mean, if you had literal like near infinite power to do whatever, what's there to fear? What inspired you to start? I already answered this. VHS horrors and whatnot. Certain horror did you see, or did you randomly come up with it? It's a mix. Once again, it's a mix. Just stuff in general. I've been on the internet a long time, seen a lot of horror related media, so Backrooms is also another big inspiration for the series. Like a really big one. Like back when Kane Pixels first made it, I've been a huge fan of Backrooms. Who in the cast is most likely to complete a Scientology speedrun? Jangle, probably. You know, you've seen how she's moved before. You know, she's gonna find Tom Cruise in the final level and be like, "Yo, what's up, Tom Cruise? I'm Jangle and I'm gonna slap you." Yeah. That's a funny question, though. How much longer do you expect the series to go on for? A while. Between stuff taking forever to make and stuff that's planned. Like, I have the next planned video, the video I'm currently working on, that's planned out. I have the video after that planned. It's not written, but I have an idea of what I want it to be, and it's like going to be like a crowner centric video. There's also videos I need to make that are like kind of like lore anchors, or videos that are like highly important that will like be significant, more significant than others. You know, I'd hope to make every video significant in a way where you learn something about the characters, or how something happened, or how the present is, because once again, Duffy's Digital Circus is not in order. It's not in chronological order. Stuff I gotta show stuff that happened in the past, what's happening now, and then, you know, what's going to happen. You know, so I guess technically only like the present and the past, but there's a lot of stuff I want to share, a lot of stuff I want to show, because there's a lot of interesting ways, there's a lot of interesting stuff I want to explore. So yeah. All right, which character would you absolutely hate, and which one would you be the most chill with if you got to meet them? If I got to meet them, well, I guess everybody aside from like Jester would be pretty chill to hang out. But you know, as the creator of the series, I could just write them to be like, and they all love Duffy very much, and they think he's the coolest. So, yeah. How many apples tall is everyone? Like a handful. This question's already been asked. I don't get this. Is a bit too niche. How many jacks could Jack if Jack could Jacks? It's a pretty sussy question. I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one. Slimmer the Jacks, will Jack also be trans in this universe? No. Never was planned. Didn't make the character with that what do you say, with that intention? There we go, with that intention. So no. What are your thoughts on the TADC ending, and will any of it impact the lore going forward? No. A couple. the most recent Digital Circus episodes don't really have much lore impact. Mainly like until episode what, like 5 or 6, I think, if I'm remembering right. 5, 6, or 6, 7. 6, 7. But I think those are kind of like where the main divergence or the main split has happened. Also, you got to remember, this is an entirely different circus. Um, entirely different characters. Jester is not Pomni. Jack isn't Jax. You know. And what the circus is exactly is, well, I guess we don't really know what the Digital Circus is in the main show, but the Digital Circus and Duffy's Digital Circus, I said Digital Circus so many times. I think it's different in the way it functions and the way it operates and the way it works. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to answer the first thing. What are your thoughts on the TADC? I thought it was alright. I don't think it was anything special. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, this is like the worst fucking ending ever. I hate it." Like completely awfully written. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum is like people glazing it and like, "This is the best ending we could have ever asked for. Gooseworks is such a great writer." And to me, it's like, I don't care. Because let me be real with y'all. I am not the biggest The Amazing Digital Circus fan, okay? I don't really like the series that much. I enjoy it, I watch the episodes as they come out. But beyond that, I don't really care about it. One of the things I remember people talking about is like how they cried during the thing in theaters, and I was like, how? Like, I cannot get myself to attach to this universe in ways other people can. And that's probably, maybe it's shocking to you since I have a literal fan series of it, but I just don't care. Like, now that the series is over, I've unsubscribed from Glitch. I'm no longer subscribed to Glitch because I just like, well, series over. Why should I bother? I don't care. I bought some of the plushies because I thought they were cool, but aside from the main cast, I don't got any intention of buying any more. And that's not even all that special in itself because I buy plushies for a lot of things. When Pal World dropped their plushies, I bought all of those too. I have a whole bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's plushies. I just like collecting things. So to me, that's not even that significant. And the Amazing Digital Circus in general, I think it's mid. I thought the EDP 445 documentary was way more entertaining than the finale. And I hope I don't come across as like, I hate the Amazing Digital Circus, and I wish I never joined this fandom, which I don't consider myself a part of the fandom, really. I like it. Alright, I think it's funny. Some parts are funny. And, there's good parts to it, and there's bad parts. Parts I thought were dumb, some parts I thought were neat. And I'm kind of ranting now, aren't I? But TLDR, I think Digital Circus is mid. All right, I gotta shut myself up. I'm going on a huge tangent. Didn't mean to. Sorry. All right, whatever. Does Jester's need or desire to hurt others stem from anger, or is there something within her that drives her to cause harm? In other words, her aggression is fueled by some emotional rage, or is there internal motivation and compulsion that pushes her to hurt others? Let me think of a way that I can answer this. No, doesn't stem from any anger or emotion. Jester could honestly be nice to everybody and be completely fine. But there is like a goal she's working to. She doesn't feel bad about any of it. She's once again she's pretty self-aware of what she's doing. Once again, Jester's also very egotistical. I don't know if you picked up on that. Kind of a narcissist. Kind of has a god complex of sort. So I guess you could say there is some internal motivation. What is the thing that what is the thing each character hates the most? Another one of these where it's like, what is something for each character? It's like, oh, come on, now I gotta think of something. What does Jester hate the most?
Hate. Let me tell you how much I hate you.
She hates a lot. Near everything. Crowner, what does he hate? Probably he hates Jester. Who does Annie hate? Or what does Annie hate? Centipedes. Noble something that Noble hates. Probably how they look. Jack, was Jack hate? His life. I just realized it's kind of cut off. Or wait, that's not even the thing I'm looking at. There you go, this one. Did I answer Jangle? Jangle hates how people treat her. Crowner, Jester. I think that's the main cast. Because the existence of evil Annie, is there an evil version of every character too that Jester created? No. I wouldn't say so. Jester didn't make an evil variant of every member, just Annie. You know, mainly for that specific moment. Will we get to see the abstracted versions? I think I've already answered this in general. Does any of the characters in DCC have actual real names, like in the ending of TADC or not? Well, obviously, when Jester was born as a human, her mother didn't name her Jester. So, you know, I'll let you use context clues for that one. Oh, look, Ed is leaving in the stream. So everybody say goodbye to Ed. Bye, Ed. How long are you doing Blender animations for? I'm not sure in what context you're meaning this. How long have I been making animations in Blender? Like 4 years, about? How long do I spend per session? Like 1 to 3 hours, approximately. How long do I plan on keep making Blender animations? For a while. What's behind the exit door? Not an exit. What's something about Jangle that people might misunderstand at first? And what's Jangle's ideal person to be around? What is something that a lot of people misunderstand about Jangle? A lot of people think I guess that Jangle... How do I describe this? That she's like very malicious on purpose. However, the way that Jangle perceives the world around her and how she perceives others is very warped. You know, and the way that Jangle is right now. Oh, here's a better way. That Jangle was exactly like Gangle before Jester took over and all that. Jangle was similar to Gangle. However, Jangle does have that tendency to lie, you know? Jangle gets insecure about a lot of things. And the situation that she finds herself in the present day has only made all her issues and all her personal flaws worse. Jangle doesn't have a comedy mask in present day or when everything's going to shit. And her without the mask is her most pure self. You know? And you gotta think, like, well, what went so wrong with Jangle? Why is she mean? Why does she hate everybody? Why does she think everybody hates her? And maybe you gotta think, like, maybe this was more true to her person than even before Jester was in power. Who knows? I don't know if that really answered your question. Also, a lot of people think that Jangle has an angry mask. She doesn't have an angry mask. She only has a comedy and tragedy one. There's no Jangle mask or no angry Jangle mask. Ugh, what would be everyone's favorite? What would be everybody's favorite this? What would be everybody's that? Come on, why do you gotta make me come up with stuff? Okay. What would be everyone's favorite video games? Let me think. Okay, I don't think Annie would be a gamer at all. So her favorite game would probably be Monopoly. Because she's not a gamer. Noble. I can see Noble being more into book reading. So, once again, no game. Jack. Jack probably... I want to say like maybe COD or something like that. Probably something generic. Crowner, I could see him liking Minecraft for some reason. I don't know why. I think he liked Minecraft for some reason. Jangle, probably Fortnite. Should probably steal some sort of credit card to buy all the skins, and then cry when confronted about it. Oh yeah, very nice edit you made to your thing. Did I go over Jester? No. Jester should probably be like, what? You play video games? Ugh. And be very elitist about it. Would Jester let the others call her the Big J? If they did, she'd probably like, I don't know, skin them. So, I don't know. How come you let the monsters, parentheses, Jangle fan, still infest your community and not be executed a full Order 66? It's a work in progress. You gotta, you just gotta wait. Don't worry, it'll happen soon. Is DDC going to be complete grid mark, or is there a real possibility for hope for the cast? You're honestly excited for the outcome. Once again, I think I've already answered this kinda. There's probably like a bad ending, a worst ending, and a slightly less bad ending that Duffy's Digital Circus could have. I don't think it's gonna end like in anything conclusive. Like when the series quote unquote ends, there's still like there's still I hope that to be like still room for be like, oh, but now that this is over, what else could have happened, or what else is going to happen in the future? Once again, nothing's set in stone. Nothing's written down right now. So I just read the next one. What? Nothing's set in stone. We got 105 viewers in here. Is Django in the Epstein files? No. No, she didn't get an invitation. Jester might be though. I don't know. Would any of the circus members develop megalomania if they had control of the circus? Maybe. But I feel like I think once again I said this in the previous Q&A video, but just because Jester has power, that isn't like the only thing that makes her evil. You know, there's a certain brew of stuff going on in Jester that makes her the way she is. But if everybody else, let's just say I snapped my fingers and boom, each of them had Jester's powers, they'd probably like try to make things better. I think ultimately they'd probably just try to kill themselves. You know, put an end to everything. Yeah. Will Jangle take revenge on Noble? Not in the next video. Do you plan to create animations for things like Deltarune or Undertale? No, because I've never played Undertale or Deltarune. I think I have them, but I never was in those. I never been a fan of those games because I never played them. And I don't think they'd be the kind of thing I'd like. So, no. Would Jester get along with? What is that? Chica's Magic Rainbow? Despite being annoying as fuck. Oh, nice edit you made here. No, I don't think so. Well, Annie will fight against Jester. Wouldn't be a good idea, so I don't think she'd ever try. Okay, that's just that. Did you ever into nope? Already basically answered that. I'm gonna go ahead and skip the ones that I've already answered. I'm just gonna be like, no, answered that. Hold on, let me get a drink of water. Actually, why would I drink water when I got like a Monster Energy right here? Actually, never mind. I think I should drink water. I don't think it's good for me to just be chugging that. Hold on. Okay. Got some water. How would an interaction between Jester and Canon Jax possibly be? I don't think Jester would like Jax. Well, I don't think she'd like anybody from the main series. She'd be like, what are these pathetic copies? Ugh, hold on, let me adjust the way I'm sitting. I gotta get myself comfortable because I think I'm gonna be here for a while. Okay, that's a repeat. Will we have any NPCs showing up? We already seen NPCs wander around. Any NPCs that we've seen in the main show? Maybe, I think. It's a maybe. But there will be other NPCs showing up. What TTS do you use for Kane's voice? What is it called? Hold on, let me see. What was it? I think it was this. Like SAP 15 TTS app or something like that. SAP 15. And then, hold on, let me put music back because that one has ended already. Let me put something on for y'all to listen to. But so yeah, SAP 15 I think is what it's called. I don't know where you can find it. I remember following a tutorial for it a while back ago. It's pretty old, I think. But also Kane's voice is edited a bit. So yeah. Is Jester crackable? Not to any of you, so yeah. Is there a specific reason why Annie did SH? Does that mean self-harm? Yes. She didn't exactly do it for fun. Maybe try watching the series a bit closer and you'll kind of get an idea on why. Will we ever see a colorful version of Noble? No. Not in the series, no. I mean, I could go and like experiment and just see it because I know Noble does have like color in the technical stuff. Like when I'm actually working on it, Noble has color in the what do you call it? In my viewport to make it easier when I'm animating so I can kind of just tell different parts apart. But in the series, you'll never see Noble, being like pink and yellow and blue. Noble's always been gray, always will be gray, monochrome. It's kind of like the main distinction between Noble and Zubul, aside from personality differences. Ugh. Okay. I have a 10-minute slow-mo on this. Hopefully I can get through this. Does the DDC cast like Sprite? Probably. I don't know. What kind of question is this? If Jack was given control of the circus, would he be as bad as Jester? I don't think so. Kuan, Annie, and Jester kiss. Thanks. Don't get your hopes up, bro. Who would survive? And I don't know what that is. LWP. I don't know what that is. If Jester had a brother, where could what, bro? What kind of questions are these, bro? Yes, you can explode. Is Needle Mouse another inspiration for Jester? No, I'm aware of Needle Mouse, but I don't. It's not an inspiration. Which character would you crack? I don't know, bro. Jester, just to make you all mad, and just to put you in the cuck chair. Because I know you all simper. Did something lead to Jester being evil, or she just mean? She just mean. You guys will see part of it, a tiny bit, kind of, in the next video. So stay tuned for whenever that comes out. Why is Jingle so hateable? I don't know, but it makes her very angry that people think she is. Is Jangle named Jangle because Jingles around, or is Jangling called Jangle because of Jangle? Wow, that's a tongue twister. Well, Jangle got her name because originally, guys, Jangle's name was gonna be Gangler. You know, like Gangle with an R added to the end. But then people kind of just started calling her Jangle. And I thought, hey, that's a pretty cool name. And that ended up being her name. Will there be a Kane focus episodes or any episodes that have him at all? I wouldn't give him a voice if I never planned on using it, so there's that. Can I marry Jack, please? He don't want you, bro. He don't want you. Does Jester like strawberries? Also edited if you find my question. Okay, hi. Would Jester like strawberries? Nah, I don't think so. I think Jester would like eating grapes off a vine being fed to her. That's more her style. Would Jester an evil Pawnee kiss? I don't think so, bro. Oh my god. Can we all marry Jester? No, no, no. I mean, if you tried, it would not go very well. I think I've already answered this, haven't I? Do the characters have canon sexualities? I think they'd like sex. What would your... What would... Hold on. I think I'm having like a... Like, what do you call it? A brain spasm or whatever. Okay. What would it be your favorite... What would it be your favorite DDC fan animation if you have? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one. Did Noble rig the vote against Jangle? As much as they'd like to, they don't got that capability. Also, the vote was not rigged. Jack really did end up winning. Jester got pushed down to third, and he got second, and people just don't like Jangle in general, so that's why she lost. What is Jester's relationship with Jack? Why is she so nice to him? I don't... I wouldn't say Jester is exactly nice to Jack. Well, I guess he does get some preferable treatment. I think some more of this would be shown in the next video. I think you'll have to wait and see. Is Jester bald? Also, does Annie ever snatch her wig? Yes, Jester is bald and she has wigs and she's very insecure about it. It's one of the only things she's insecure about. Hold on, I think the stream is my... Alright, for me the stream was like loading or whatever. I'm back now. Alright, a lot of y'all are asking, dating like she's not gonna let you hit, bro. Can you send me to DDC? Yeah, 3-4 years DDC and forget. Can't watch right now, but who's the character in your profile picture? That character is Ashley Graham from Resident Evil 4 Remake. Specifically, in her romantic outfit, wearing sunglasses cosmetic. So, if you ever want to look it up, just search up Ashley Graham RE4 Remake. Okay. Would Jangle write fanfiction? Probably. It'd probably be horrible. Why would you ever put the direction? Don't put dumb shit in your questions when you know most of your community only has dumb shit to give. I don't know, man. Maybe it'd make like some of their neurons rub together a bit more, and ask some like intriguing questions. But oh my god, bro, the question right underneath this one is, will Annie have a BB? Yo, chat, do I ban this guy, chat? Do I ban this guy? Start poll. Alright, I started the poll. Answer now, chat. Answer now. Do I ban this guy? Let's see. I'll give it 1 minute. 1 minute. Alright, start voting. Do we ban this dread guy? It's at 50-50, 52-48, 50-50. It's almost been a minute. Promote the admin. Yeah. Alright. $54-44. Oh, it's not looking good for this guy. Oh no, it's not looking good. Oh no, it's almost been like a minute or something. When the next minute passes, I'll end the vote. Oh, it's been like a minute. End the poll. It was 56 yes, 44% no. Okay, sorry, Dread, but democracy has spoken. I won't delete any. Ban, get out of my server. You guys feel good? You guys killed a man. Hope you guys feel proud of yourself. I had nothing to do with it, you know. That was all on you, you know. It was your choices that led to that guy getting banned, so. How character focused is your story going to be compared to normal TADC? I hope to give every character their fair share of screen time, and you know, give them stuff to ponder about, stuff to like, stuff to dislike about each of them. You know, I hope to, at least. I hope to put on something entertaining. Is Jack actually going to break his leg? No. If you're referring to the voice lines that were in those shorts a while back, those weren't really written for anything specific. They're just lines to be lines. It's nothing deeper than that. Is Jester in love with Jack? That's not a defined love. Because I don't think it's a very loveful relationship. Does anybody besides Annie have a safe space to hide? That's a good question, actually. Well, Annie no longer has a safe space to hide, so... Has anybody else discovered that tech? Who knows? Is Noble in love with Jangle? Watch the last video in the series, and you tell me your opinion. Is Jack mentally okay? No, none of them are. Ugh. I wonder if I should like skip like 50 of these. Already answered that pretty much. Have you played DDLC? Yes, I have. And who would win? Monica versus Jester? Okay, well. If I'm 100%, and this is the one thing that's hard to answer about these power scaling questions, you got to understand what your opponent is and what the other guy is or isn't. If I'm right in assuming that Monica is just like code gone sentient, then I think it'd be a sweep for Jester. You know, negative diff aura. I don't think there's anything more to Monica besides the programming and code and whatnot, and like being alive in the game and whatever. So if that's all Monica is, I'm pretty sure it'd be like a Jester sweep. Cherry pick the questions. I might start, just like read through a few, and I'm already skipping the ones that have basically been answered. Do you plan to add a character to Duffy's Digital Circus? I think I've already answered that. Yeah. Skipping that one. Does Jester generate similar to the Backrooms? A broken generation that can't seem to remember what it was. Okay, this is actually an interesting question. Oh wait, hold on, there's a donation I gotta read. Sorry guys, I prioritize money. First Duffy went for the simps, but I did not speak, for I was no simp. Then he went for the shippers, but I did not speak because I was no shipper. Yeah, you're right. And now I'm coming for you. Alright, thank you for the £5. I think that is, yeah, £5. I don't know how much that is in like real American money, but thank you regardless. Okay, the circus, it operates in a weird way. Jester can make things, and she clearly does all the time. However, does she make everything that the other characters come across? Probably not. I think there's a system set up. Well, I think. I know what it is, but I gotta speak in like your terms. There's a way that things are set up that the circus keeps getting interesting, is what I'll say. But the circus and the backrooms are a very decent comparison. So, very similar to the backrooms, I'd say. Okay, buddy. What aura do the characters have? Probably a big green cloud of aura, I'd say. Where is Kane after everything? Not answering that one. Any plot pains like people. You'll see. What did Jester do to Jack and Annie after the poll results? Nothing good. Will you show more gore and violence? I do plan on some other stuff. More gory stuff in the future. Is Jester a lesbian? I wouldn't say so, but however, stuff like this, like their race, sexuality, religion, all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I think maybe should be left more to character or to people to interpret. Because if you make a character something, you're kind of declaring, oh, you won. You had the right headcanon. That's also the same thing with like ships in general. Is like, if you like make something happen, you're basically saying, oh well, this camp was right, and these other guys were wrong, and then that's kind of like an alienating thing to everybody else. So you're not gonna see. I don't think no. Don't expect to see like any lesbian activities going on in the series, but it's just not something I really want to fully explore and look into, because then it's like, ugh, whatever. This next question, Duffy, how will you improve this fuck ass community? I don't think there is any way to improve it, cause like this is a TADC branch that we're in. Okay. We already have like a bunch of like Israelis in here, bro. So it is what it is, and you just got to deal with it. Not anytime soon. Probably like some months. You're gonna be waiting. Are there gonna be more episodes? Yes. I don't know where this idea is. Like, after every single video, people are like, is Duffy's Digital Circus canceled? Is there gonna be any more future episodes? Like, guys, look, this is the way to tell if a future episode isn't work. So you joined a Discord, right? And you go to this little thing on the side where it says teasers with the little eyes. You click on that, and oh my god, you see teasers for the next episode. What is this, some sort of like X and P? What could I don't know what this is. This is like garbage. What voice lines?
Does that thing even work? Can I wear this? No, I can't.
Jester, and as much as I would love to talk right now, I remembered I had some last line. Hang on.
I don't know what this is. I'm gonna delete this. I don't know what this is. Stop putting stuff in here, Nacho. What? A door? A door with what appears to be Jester's portrait icon on it? What is this? Huh. A vase with like some flowers and stuff in the background, and like some more flowers and like some like star like lights on the ceiling. What is that? Like a red chain in the background? Where have I seen those before? Character doors? Is that Jester's face? Like, come on, guys. Come on. Just check the Discord. You'll see what you're looking for. Let's get back to where we was. I think this is like where we were. How Jester reacted to popular performer. I think I know what you're referencing, but how, I don't know, man. Headcanon it or something. Since Zubul X Gangle turned out to be canon, will you try to adapt this, not making them love each other like they... I've already said this. What the other one? What did I say? I'm not gonna like get too much into like the ships and whatnot. You know. How would everyone... Hold on. I need to drink water, bro. This is a lot of questions a lot of people are asking. Okay. How would everybody treat Jester if Kane suddenly came back and brought them back to normal? Well, here's the problem with this question. You assume if Kane suddenly just popped into existence, he could reverse everything back to normal. So, there's the problem with your question. I'll leave you with that. Oh, look, it's Noble VA. Yo, about the answer of Noble probably owning a turtle. The funny thing is, I actually do own a turtle. Anyway, who would you say is the most sane / better friend material in the series? Yeah, and Pocket on YT's like, Duffy has never talked so much at once. Like, I haven't. The only other time was like when I was doing like interviews for the voice acting stuff. Okay. But who would be the most sane / friend material? I think Jack, Noble, Annie, Crowner are your most stable options. I'm throwing out a bit of a redundant one, but do you plan on any specific relations in the thing? Alright, yeah. Specific relationships. Jack and Jester are going to be explored more. I want to explore Crowner and Jangle. Annie and Crowner, another one. You'll probably end up seeing more Jack and Noble stuff as well. Crowner and Jack, a lot of Crowner stuff, because I gotta put more character into his character. So, who's your favorite character animate? I don't know. A lot of them have their pros and cons. I think a lot of them are different, like how they function in their rigs. Each of them has their own things to work around when you're working with them. What are each of the characters' personality types? Bro, just watch the series. Watch the series and maybe you'll figure out their personalities. I think we've already went through this. Yes. Are we gonna see more? Yeah, alright. Yeah, more Crowner. Will Jangle have... yeah, I do want to explore Jangle more. I do like Jangle a lot. Did you base Jangle's character off of anybody in particular? Yeah, Ted from I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream is a big inspiration behind Jangle. Not saying they're like identical, but Ted was one of the bigger ones. Already answered that, already went through that. Yeah. Or I have the questions freaky with Jester. Yeah. Like, what is up with you guys, bro? No, I understand. I can understand the appeal, and you know, I think and I haven't, or I have, you know, given you some fan service, which you should be thankful for. I didn't have to. Is Am from I Have No Mouth and I Will Scream just his father? Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. Will we learn Jester's Digital Circus. Will we learn more about the characters' lives before? Maybe. I got something in mind for Jester. Once again, I think I leave all their like more human qualities a bit more vague. I've already went through this. Yeah, okay. Where were Jester's parents as a child? I think this kind of lumps in with like this other question. I think it's interesting to be explored. I did have something in mind. I don't know if it's gonna appear in the next video. I don't think so. No, not in the next video. But it's something. We already went through that. Is this Jango Steam account? All right, let's see. The Mass Destroyer, Artist, Outcast, Survivor, Scout Main. Nobody knows what it feels like to be the victim. Nobody knows what it feels like. Yeah, this is something that you probably see. Reddit, Artist of Steam, TF2 Scouts. All right, this is a good post. I like this. Would you go to the real life Freddy Fazbear's? It'd be nice. I don't think I'd ever have the time or the chance, but it'd be nice. If I could, I would. I really like FNAF a lot. We went through this. Dude, does the character shit or no? No, I wouldn't say they would. Probably just because Jester would find that a bit gross. I mean, maybe she gave like Annie like IBS for like 4 weeks just for the fun of it. But I don't think they would. I wouldn't think it's necessary. If someone new joined the circus during Jester's reign, how would Jester handle them? This is an interesting question. I'll just say that. This is an interesting question. I guess it is my fault. Why does everybody want to bang Jester, and why is it your fault? I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. You know, Jester, uh, originally when I was like first modeling her, she was gonna be a lot more chopped. Like, and I think there is like some screenshots somewhere, but Jester could have been like super chopped. Is Annie 2 apples tall? I'd say like 2.5. Is Jango the bratty princess type? No, she's just bratty. This dread guy. Sorry, bro. I had to ban you. Will there be a savior type? The Clash Jester's tyranny? I don't think so. Are you aware of giggle shits and dark humor? Yeah, I'm aware of this. I think that people who like this also love the IDF. So, yeah. I don't really care about it. Happened. Whereas Jester always hated Annie. Always hated Annie. Once again, Jester is not Pomni. The events in the Amazing Digital Circus have been have not happened the exact same way as they did in Duffy's Digital Circus. Oh, look, it's Jam. Guys, look, it's Jam. Can you have money? Yeah, bro, I'll give you mod, cause why not? Not admin though. You've lost that privilege ever since you left us. And no, you can't have no money. Are we gonna be in Duffy's for 5 nights? Yeah, bro, 5 nights, and then another night after that, and then a bonus custom Duffy night. Where does the idea of the Caesar cipher come from? It's a form, like a form talk to the viewer or breaking the first wall. The Caesar cipher, it came from... Actually, I don't remember. I like to use it a lot. I think it's just one of those things that are like easily decodable. And I think using that like consistently will just get people used to the idea that there's going to be Caesar ciphers in the videos. And, you know, I don't want to surprise them too much, or it's something for the people who are like looking for more lore to get into. You know, explain some other stuff in like a hidden way, but not something like so tedious to get through that you have to theory craft the entire thing. It's already been answered, kind of. Is Jester gonna delete / kill Jack? I mean, probably has like a handful of times, like a bunch of times, but nothing permanent. None of these characters I think will ever get like permanently killed off. Can I give Jester a cherry? Sure. And then as a gratitude, Jester will like put her thumbs in your eyes and then split your skull open as a thank you. Are you okay with strategy, noble, and once again, I don't really care about ships. You can ship whoever you want, you know. Just don't be angry if they don't come true. Hey Duffy, can you give me my skin back? I think you forgot to send it via mail. Also, what's your main in TF2? I am one of the 12 heavy mains. That's very rare. One of the 12 heavy mains. I main Scout in Team Fortress 2. I really like Scout. Although, I do like to switch it up sometimes. I've been playing a lot of Spy recently. Will we ever see Jingle as a cat like in episode 6 of TADC? I don't know. You'll see. We're skipping you. It's okay, we've already went through that. Do their human counterparts in the series have different names than the ones in the actual show? Yes, because they're once again they're different characters. So the characters we see in the digital circus are not the same ones in the original. And to answer this one, what episodes of OG are canon? I'd say none of them are. Sure, the events probably played out very similarly for a time, but they're not like exactly canon. Oh, not sorry for the joke answers, but just want to thank you for the effort you put in your work. I hope you're doing all right. Also, how will any of these questions affect anything, or is this like for shits and giggles? Well, first of all, thank you, and second of all, no, none of these questions will really affect everything. I already got how I things want to be, how I want things to play out generally. So, yeah, nothing. This is just for fun, and also just as like a celebration, kinda. How old is the circus in your AU? It's pretty old. Since like at least the 1990s, at least, and it's still continuing on. Pretty modern time. So, yeah. Duffy, 6 or 7 years. Okay, yeah. 6 or 7 years at least. Are any horror stories your favorite type of story? If not, which one? If so, what are some examples of a good horror story? What horror stories do I like? Like, do I really, really like? I don't know. I don't think I have any like specific that I like overly enjoy. I don't know if you ever. It's not exactly a horror story, but one thing that inspired a conversation was there is no what was it called? Oh, hold on, I gotta search it up now. It's an SCP story, and I really liked it. That's like one of the only pieces of writing that I really messed with. Hold on, there is no. Oh yeah, there is no anti-memetics division by Quantum. I really like that one. When collab with Fortnite soon, bro, soon. Trust me. What kind of music does Django likes the most? Anything made by Dax, Tom McDonald, BB No Money, Iron Mouse, those kind of musics in general. She loves those. When collab with Fortnite, I already did that one. That one. Can a matchbox, like, if you know, you know. Okay. I am not one of those who knows. I'm one of those who snows. Has just ever thought about repeatedly exploding them as torture? That's a good idea, though. I'm not in the past, but she might have to look into that. Will Crowner's relationship with Annie be any different from... I guess you're supposed to type like OG or something? Be any different from that? Or go... Okay. Wait, hold on. I'm misreading this. Will Crowner's relationship with Annie be any different from or go more into depths than Kinger's relationship with Ragatha? There definitely is a relationship to be explored there. And that's just stuff for the future that I hope to explore. Okay, what are like everyone's archetypes? What archetypes would Jester assign to anybody? I wouldn't say you could boil each character down to a specific thing. They all have their reasons for why they act the way they do. You know, I don't want to just make the characters that two-dimensional. And what archetypes would Jester assign to everybody? Why would you assume Jester assigns archetypes to people? Anyways, can I disintegrate Jack? No, that's Jester's job. Why Jester would Jester wear a skirt or a dress? We always see her in pants. Well, I don't think she wears pants. She like wears her Jester suit. Will we see her in a dress? Maybe. Oh, she does have a dress in her school outfit. So, that's one. Will we see Jester in different clothing? You'll have to wait and see. Why do all the characters look up to me? I don't know, Jam. You tell me, bro. Is Jack happy about winning? It's not much to be happy about for him, I guess. What is Django's favorite anime / manga? What is Django's favorite season of Fortnite? Their favorite anime. Wait, hold on. I gotta search this out. Hold on. Yeah, her favorite anime is My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. There you go. And what is Django's favorite season of Fortnite? I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a LARPer on Fortnite. I haven't played that in like years. Rent a Girlfriend? Yeah, I've heard of that one. Yeah, one of those ones. Will there be separate uploads in the future without voices? I think so. If I find the time, I might make like a non-voice version, either as a separate video or like as an audio track you can toggle between. Here we go. Unrelated DC. Do you like the new Helldivers 2 update? Okay, I'm gonna answer this first. Yes, I do like it. I think I said this earlier, but like, where are the cultists at, bro? I thought we were getting cultists, but oh well. But generally, yeah, I think the Illuminate needed more enemies. What I really want is I want to fight like all the Illuminate sub-factions at once. I want to see like every single Illuminate enemy in the same game. I don't know if there's like a mod to do that, but I really want to fight everything, bro. I want to fight everything all the time. And what do you think about the new Warhammer 40k Warbond? I haven't gotten anything from it yet. I have it, but I'm working through the what do you get, the exosuit ones? I'm working through all the Warbonds, but I'm not working on this one so far. What do I suck butt? Okay, that deserves a timeout. How dare you disrespect the Discord server owner? I shall ban you for like a day. Yes. Ha 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 ha. That'll teach you from slandering me. We already went over this one. Already went for this one. I already went through this one. I think I might go ahead and skip this one because I think we've already kind of went through this one. Is it possible that Jester believes in some sort of deity in life, but has concluded that since she is merely a file and has no soul, she would not be subjected to divine judgment, punishment, or damnation? Alright, well, once again, you're making a lot of assumptions here. Like, why would you think that Jester is a mere file with no soul? Essentially free. You know, you're making a lot of assumptions here. So that's the main flaw with your question. We don't know exactly what Jester is as of right now. It'll be explored in the future. I do want to make things, I do want to explain things and how stuff operates, but Jester, in all of them, really, they're more than what a lot of people think they are. Alright, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and be right back. I was gonna take a little break. Hold on, let me put this on the screen. Let me change it to something else, like BRB. I'll be back. Congratulations. There you go. Alright, guys, I will be back. Hold on, just wait a minute. Alright, I am back. Yeah, there you go. Hold on, let me adjust myself so I am proper seated in here. Alright, I'm back. Where were we? What were we doing? I think we watched this one. I think we're on here. Alright, what is Jack's favorite genre of movies or series? Maybe action movies. I think he'd really like those ones. What is the connection between Jester and Israel? Yeah, Netanyahu actually wires Jester like 50K every month. You know, make of that what you will. There's a lot of religious imagery and references in this series. Do any of the characters actually follow / adhere to a religion? If so, how does Jester's reign affect their religious outlook / will? Once again, I think I'd leave their religion up to interpretation. However, Jester's religion is herself. She thou shalt have no other gods before her, you know? What if you're asking if any of the other characters worship her? I'd say not really. Will the next episode be longer or shorter? It'd be longer. Like, decently long? I don't really know. I'm thinking at least 20 minutes. How would everyone react to being in a rage room? I know Django would go crazy in there. There she is. Is Jester the type of person to be easily rage baited? Yeah, you could probably rage bait her pretty good. But it probably won't work out well for the rage baiter. Why is Jester so angry? I think we already went over this. When is the next episode coming out? Not anytime soon, so don't get your hopes up. Have you heard of, I don't know what this is, Gawain Saga by GOEXE? No. I never heard of it. Did you get to Orbsman Geek? Yeah, yeah. When Orbsman comes, I'll definitely hit you up. Question about Noble: can she still remove her parts from her body because there's only her head? Yes. However, there isn't much of a reason to. And maybe there's another reason why Noble doesn't adjust themselves so much, so often. But they can. It's possible. I think we already went through that. I'm gonna skip that one. On a more serious question, when was the time you realized this project could separate itself from its inspirational material, as in TADC and Rewrite Sonic? I think like after like a conversation. Like when the longer episodes started being made, I was like, okay, this is its own thing. You'll see. I'll skip that one. Did Annie develop depression while she was in the circus, or has she been dealing with it already when she was in... That's a more lore. I'm just going to skip this one. Duffy, how long does it take to AI generate your content? And what AI models / prompts do you use? I'll see. I'm a pretty good prompt engineer myself. If I had to say, it takes me about like a long time, like 2 minutes worth of prompt engineering into Chat GPT and Claude and Gemini. So, you know, it's a lot of hard work being an AI artist these days. The way and reason just okay, yeah, we already went through that. Do you have any headcanons with the 4 other characters? I remember this one time we were joking around where it's like Jangle is white, but she's spiritually Japanese or some shit like that. You know, one of those like anime kids in school, probably. That's a funny one. If you stretch Jingle's ribbon out to limit, what would her length be? Probably whatever length Jester deemed convenient at the time. Anywhere from like what? I'm gonna say 10 meters to like 100. I don't know. Depends. Will Guargora, is this that anime VTuber whatever up here? No. I never really got what this was supposed to be. This person, whatever it is. Like, going on a side note, I've never followed... I know there's a dog one that I've seen a bit, but I don't know. I never really got the whole VTubers thing. Duffy, did Jester kill her grandma from a flight of stairs before entering the circus? Yeah, that's happened. Why is Jack so pathetic looking? Can I give him a hug? I don't know, man. He doesn't have a lot to be confident about these days. Yeah, go ahead and give him a hug. He has a lot of arm length. Was religion ever an influence? If so, in what way? Yes, religion is an influence, specifically Christianity. I don't know if I'd say Christianity is canon to the Duffy Sizzle Circus universe. Kinda. So I guess kinda it would be your answer. But it was an influence. Is there a more particular reason why Jangle specifically pesters Noble so much? And has there been times where they flat out physically fought. I think a lot of these characters have fought each other. You know, I like this gif. This is a funny gif. Jenga most likely got into a lot of fights. And also depends on what point in time, because things are only getting like worse and worse. Specifically Pester's Noble. Probably because Noble wouldn't put up with her. So maybe we're gonna see Jangle try to branch off into others, since clearly Noble isn't working out. So yeah. Can I get a cameo in the next episode? Yeah, just give me like 10K. You know, for you specifically, I'll bump it up to 7.5K. But just give me like $10,000 and yeah, we can arrange that. What is Jester's opinion on the bite of 87? She would have been like, was it Michael Afton putting his brother into the mouth of Fredbear? She would have wanted to be that one. Does Jester have her own Bible written that she keeps? No, she doesn't. But that does sound like an interesting idea for her to look into. You say you're not a fan of Glitch or the show. Well, I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of them. I'm just like less than a fan than the average person is. The average TADC fan. So does that mean you are not attached / attracted to the concept of the digital circus? You are more attached / attracted to the concept of the digital circus than the show itself? Yeah, I say that's true. I like the idea and the concepts of it a lot. Do I like how things played out and how things were shown? I thought it was like a decent, alright explanation. But yeah, I say that's generally a true statement. Okay. Since Kane got deleted in the show, does that mean Jester will get deleted? This is another assumptuous question, because what makes you think that Jester can just get deleted, you know? What makes you think that? What makes you think she's easily that defeatable? Anyways. Oh, another one. Duffy. Can I have the last question? Like the Q&A or whatever was. I can keep track. We'll see. We'll see. Actually, hold on. I'm going to hide the screen real quick because I want to change a setting for this. Is it this one? Yeah, it's that one. I'm just going to turn on the slow mode and make it even higher. I think I'm going to do like a 6-hour slow mode on here. Just so that we don't have to wait so long for the stream to be over. How do you feel about Jester having a bot in Kai? I'm not sure exactly what Kai is, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what this means. What do you think about the fan arts? Does it inspire to continue? Yes, it does. I really like the fan arts. I like the ones that clearly have put in a lot of effort put behind them. I like the very serious ones, the very aura cool looking ones. And it does like say it does like in my brain it's like, well, people like the series that much to draw about it. I guess I should give them more stuff to draw, you know. Does Jester beat Goku? It's a close one. It's a close one. I'll let you power skillers decide on that one. What's Jester's favorite torture method? I don't know, like Brazen Bull or something. I'm gonna say she has a favorite one. What is something Jangle wishes the others understood about her? Something that Jangle wishes the others understood about her. Well, if we're being honest, the others completely understand Jangle. However, Jangle doesn't understand them. What would be the murder drones equivalent of Duffy's? Okay, I never watched Murder Drones. I never felt the urge. Um, yeah, I just really can't be bothered. Really, I'm not interested in the other glitch series. I went through that one. If Annie has favorite cookie, what is it? I think she like Oreos. When is the DDC dating sim coming out? Soon. I got somebody working on it right now, trust me. How does it feel answering the same 5 questions?
I feel trapped. Like I'm in hell, looking at heaven.
Is this bullshit that goes through everyone's head when Jester isn't around? What is this? Yeah? What is this, bro? I'm probably too late, but given your program predates the brain scam reveal, what are your intentions for the cast members if you don't give too much? Is it possible that they're not brain scans? And if so, can we call them clankers? I wouldn't say it's fair to call them clankers. It's not brain scans. Not exactly brain scans. It's already a method. Once again, the circus is fundamentally different from the canon show, so... Wait for slow mode. Alright, hold on. Let me highlight this and just gotta see how much further we are. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. If Jester was a father, would she beat her child? / leave him forever? I guess, bro. I guess. Haven't the characters suffered enough? No. Will we ever get, that's already been answered. I think that's already been generally answered. Alright. Who reacted negatively with this X? Alright, guys. Timeout for owner disrespect. Timeout for owner disrespect. Timed out for owner disrespect. Timed out for owner disrespect. Timed out for owner disrespect. Timed out. Oh, wait, I think you're here too. Time out for owner disrespect. You. Time out for owner disrespect. This one. Time out for owner disrespect. You. Oh wait, you already have a timeout. Get this person. Time them out. Yes, yes. Time this person out. There we go. Very good. Yes, yes. That'll teach all of them not to mess with me. Where I am the best Discord server owner this world has ever seen. There we go. Thank you, Jam, for showing us who the false traitors are. Would Jingle bully Gangle? Suffer in a locker. Jingle's an asshole, but she's like incompetent to be a bully. How would their dynamic be? I'd say Jangle would try to get Gangle to see her in a better light. But I also feel like Jangle would feel very insecure about her art skills compared to Gangle. So she'd like subtly try to be like, well, your art's decent, but you know, my art's pretty cool as well. You know, try to make her feel that sense of superiority so that her jealousy doesn't explode. How would you feel if you see? How do you feel to see other YouTubers react to analyze your series? I enjoy it. There's some ones that I genuinely don't like. Whereas like they just say like, oh, this is Digital Circus but scary, and it's like, all right, bro. Or the ones that are like overly like, bro, this is scary. Uh that's like and they don't take it seriously, which obviously it's a Digital Circus. I don't expect them to take it that seriously. Like it's literally just scary Pomni.exe But like they don't have to go out of their way to be like, no, this is like I so there's sometimes that I'd prefer people just be quiet. Um, but yet again, not to say that I overly care. I think depending on how large the YouTuber is, it's a decent amount of clicks and flow into my channel. Okay. What's the most difficult part of the creative process for you? Actually doing the creativeness. I can come up with things and ideas all day, but you'd have to put in time. Also, the music ran out. I gotta put on another one. You could have 1,000 ideas, but implementing them is really what sucks. A specific and maybe boring one. What was the TTS used in this one? Hold on, let me pull it up. I know what it is. It's hold on. It's called ScanSoft Daniel. Text to speech. So just look for that one, I guess. And I used it with the SAT15 TTS app. What's going on with that version of Jester at the end of Dollhouse / testing more with Kane? Is it something she can change out of her will? Is it the true form of thing? Something that Jester puts on to be a bit more edgy, I guess. Not that it's like any different power-wise, but it's something. We'll see more forms of Jester soon, I think. How many dangs do you give about DDC? Like -3? I'm just kidding. Does Noble remember their gender? No, they forgot it. They hit their head and they don't know no more. This is probably a very delicate I've already asked that. No. Were you originally planning on having... No. I didn't originally plan on having voice actors, but as the thing gets bigger and bigger, I just felt like it's natural. And also, there's a way that people can express themselves that just like pure plain text can't, especially for a YouTube video. And you also got to take into account like people's reading abilities and their ability to like, and the way you have to time it out so people have enough time to read stuff that's on the screen. And I feel like a voice just does kind of a better job at it. I know there's some people who prefer being voiceless, but yeah. Why just so obsessed with Jack? Why does he get nicer treatments? We're friends apparently. Do you plan to answer everyone? Once again, their relationship is going to be explored more. Jester and Jack. Do you plan to answer everyone? No. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and skip like handfuls / repeated ones. Just because we got a whole lot. Duffy, please release Chinese Balloon Boy 2. Soon. You just gotta wait your turn. Is it okay if anyone makes YTPs or DT? Dude, I'm not your dad. You don't need my permission to do anything. Like, I can't stop you even if I didn't want you to. And I'd classify a YTP like under the same umbrella as fan art in general. So, are you thinking about scaling down your DDC models for the future? Like example, making Jack's arms? No. They're gonna be the same. Actually, some of their proportions do get in the way, so I kind of have to scale them while making the video, but it's nothing that I don't think most people would notice unless they're really, really paying attention. But I do a lot of scaling, just not anything noticeable. But no, nothing obvious or permanent character changes are planned. Let's skip this one. We see. We'll see more of the circus in general. The whole circus the whole circus is different now than it was in the past. Could Homelander and Jester be good friends? As good as a friends with two people who think highly of themselves and have god complexes and are extremely narcissistic can be. A lot of people have this idea or this hope of Kane just coming back and fixing everything. I'm sorry, but it's just it won't be that easy. It's not going to be that easy. Who's the most whimsical? I don't know. Jangle without all her delusions, I guess. And I guess no one's really whimsical in this manner. Any tips for modeling environments? Have references. You know, if you can't think of anything, just go on Google or go look at images of whatever you're trying to make. Think of stuff you see every day and be like, what if this was different? Or what if that was like this, you know? References. You know, get some ideas into your brain. You know, there is no original idea. We're all just building off each other. If you could go back and change something, what would it be? Probably a couple things. However, this is an interesting question. There could be some stuff that I can go back to. I might have some future plans. Who knows? Would Annie love birds? Maybe. Probably. Whoa, what happened? Why did I jump? Pirate Duffy content. Yeah. Go ahead and pirate Duffy's Digital Circus, the free YouTube series. What is Jester's next new dance? I don't know. It took me a long time to animate this, and it's not even perfect. Dances, they take like I can spend like a full night on a dance. Like I remember doing one for Vanny from Five Nights at Freddy's. You can find it back on my channel. It's one of my earlier videos, and that took a while. Who will beat Minecraft? I'm not gonna watch this, but who would beat Minecraft the fastest? Probably Jangle, because she's a gamer sweat. Does Jester love her fans? No. Probably not. Probably would not want to meet her. Well, Jester all over the place. And I guess we'll have to wait and see. If someone was to give an admin, would they try to delete Jester? I mean, I guess, but once again, Jester just being an admin or just knowing the admin privilege is boring, and I don't like it. Also, and if Jester found out on a scale of uh-oh to absolute bloodbath, how angry would she be? She'd probably be pretty pissed if she just thought anybody would want to hurt her or kill her. So, does Stalin love Poland? Yeah, but he only has like 50% custody between him and Germany. Do you think... Okay, buddy. This is something that I gotta go back and address. What kind of clothes styles would Jangle and Noble have? I guess normal clothes, maybe. I think Jangle would like pajamas and sweaters. Since Jester's killing them all from starving, as seen in my dollhouse, does that mean Jester's becoming similar to equal to as Am, or am I high? I don't think no, Jester won't ever fully turn into Am straight up. She has her own. Well, aside from like being the main villain and bad guy and hating a lot of things, Jester is pretty different from Am, I'd say. Does Jack ever willingly spend time with Jester, not being a sacrifice or distraction, but out of his own way to do so? I don't think so. I couldn't think of a scenario where he would, or there'd be anything like to incentivize them to do so. Does Jester think of / feel about herself as a person with a self-esteem? Wait, does Jester think of / feel about herself as a person in a self-esteem sense? I'm not sure if I quite understand this one. She thinks highly of herself. I'll say that. Does Jester get bored of being God? No. I mean, there's a lot she does. A lot to keep her occupied. Does stupid sauce have the same effect as in TADC being ones and zeros in lust? I wouldn't say so. I don't know where this one comes from. But once again, anything could change on a whim if Jester so deems it. What steps would take? Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that one. Could Jester play jump rope with her hat because it's so long? She could try. Why is Jack depressed? I don't know, man. I don't know. Watch the series. And maybe you'll find out why. Will we see more characters in the future? We already went through that one. Duffy's Circus happened before. We'll see. There's some stuff you'll just have to wait and find out. How would Jester react to losing her power? Yeah, it'd probably be something like Homelander. You know, the whole jumping and like, Does Jester have and Jock? Yes, she does. Does Jester have and Jock? Is this like some brain rot term that I'm just not aware of? Okay, buddy, whatever. Does she have any remnants of being a regular human? Yeah. I mean, she ultimately is human. So this is all stuff that doesn't get just abandoned, I suppose. Will we ever get to see the Jester concept that you mentioned in the stream earlier? I think I have shared them somewhere. Maybe I'll just like find them one of these days and just kind of share them. Would Jester fight / hurt a child? She would. That's not something she wouldn't do. So don't let any children near her. She's not a good person. Would Jester alert? Okay. No, bro. What? Which one of your characters would eat a child, Jester? And maybe Annie if she was really, really hungry. Duffy, are you disappointed in us? Only like 99% of you. How would Gangle and Noble dynamic be versus Jangle and Zubul? I mean, just watch the series again. Just watch TADC and watch Duffy's Circus and compare and contrast. Does Jester have boobs? Oh my god, buddy. I'm gonna go ahead and skip that one. End Q&A. No, sorry, Jam. It ain't gonna end till it's over. It ain't over till it's over. Favorite snacks? Me? My favorite snacks. I don't know. I'm not really like a snack person. I just prefer to eat food. Sometimes I like to eat tomatoes. Triple THX Jester win. Soon, bro. Soon, trust. Thoughts on all the people simping for Jester? It's not surprising. It's not surprising. I'll say that. Can we boil these people alive? Yeah. I just gotta round them all up and get my pot ready. This isn't a question, but I just wanted to say I like to call the DDC abstraction process distortion. Okay. That's a good fun fact. CAI is basically an app where you can do freaky deaky stuff with the bots plus roleplay, and I found out just as a bot. I guess, bro. I guess. I don't really know what to say about that. if some of the TADC lore holds true in DDC, does Jester know that they're just see this? You're assuming things. You're assuming things. Is Jester insecure about her height? Yes, but also no, because I mean, there's a reason she flies everywhere, but she also has the idea that she's a perfect being. So who knows? Did you have the intention of making Jack and Jangle both strong and fast, as seen in my draw house and Stupid Sauce? Oh, thank you for the congrats. All the characters are stronger than you probably realize. Like, Jack is very strong. If you didn't notice the way he was able to bend that bar when he was running, or how Jangle was able to outmaneuver those hallucination versions or whatever you want to call them when she was on Stupid Sauce. So, and that's true for all the cast. They are a lot stronger than you think, and every one of them could fold all of you easily. And also, the situation has them like pretty skilled in a lot of stuff. We already went through that. Yes. Will we ever get more counter contacts? Yes. I hope so. Will Annie ever want to befriend Jester as Ragatha did with Pomni? Or is she afraid what could happen? No, not anymore. I mean, maybe like when Jester first showed up. That's something that she was interested in, but in the current moment, it's not something that Annie would ever want to pursue. What's each character's favorite food? I guess we could, since we're nearing the end, we can I'll go ahead and think about this. What would Jester's favorite food be? Probably like a nice steak dinner with caviar on the side, with like with nice roasted plated veggies, like what do you call it? What do you call that one green long thing that's kind of like asparagus? I think that would that'd be something she likes. So anything really fancy, Jester would deem worthy of her palate. Like a lobster tail. Annie, what would she eat? Probably cake. Like a nice baked cake. Something right up her alley. Jangle, anything processed in fast food. Anything dipped in soaking in grease. Something she'd like. You know, she likes her burgers and her hot dogs and fries and all that stuff. Jack, I could see him enjoying. What we'll say? What would Jack like to eat? He's a big boy. He needs a lot of protein. I don't know, chicken. Got a bucket of chicken. What else? What else? We did Jester, Annie, Jack, Noble. Noble would probably enjoy. I'd say fish. I don't know why fish. Seems right. Crowner probably likes steak and eggs. I'd see him liking that. I think that's all of them. If a character is skilled enough, can conjure something in this version of the circus like Kane stuff, and if so, what would make them... Ugh. Hold on, let me reread this. And if so, is what they can make limited by the computer/server limits playing along? Because it seems OP if you can conjure stuff like Zarbama, assuming things work as intended. Once again, assuming things. You gotta think, would Jester even allow that? So, whatever. Okay, am I last now? Duffy, the last question. When are we going on that full date you promised? You might have me confused with another Duffy. Sorry. 6-7, this is the last question. Ice Jingle is everyone's favorite. Alright, well, I'm going to end it here. we have reached the end of the Q&A. I want to thank you guys all for 150,000 subscribers. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this this window capture. Let me put on some text on the screen. Let me just type something cool like thank you. There you go. Let me try to add another image in here. There we go. Let me put some other cool stuff on the screen. What else can I put on here? There we go. One of these. Let me add something else. What else should I add? There you go. One more. There we go. So, once again, thank you guys for 150,000 subscribers. This is a 1-year anniversary of Duffy's Digital Circus. It's not over. The next episode is still being worked on. And yeah, I really enjoy a lot of you, you know. I enjoy the fan art that's being made, the edits that are like online, your reaction videos, your dubs, your just being active in the Discord. I've met a lot of cool people through this series. You know, it's given me something to do, and it's really improved my a lot of my skills in general, from like animation to video editing, audio editing, my people skills, my communication skills. I've been more into writing now. So, yeah, just overall, thank you. And with that, I think that's the end of this live stream. So, yeah, bye.